Hi, Lisa Dodson here from ServeMaster. I've been talking to you guys for about 8-10 years now about the value of working at home on your strokes in order to get much better and take it back out to the court. Unfortunately now, that's the only opportunity you're going to have to play tennis, most of you. We need to maximize our time. Since we can't get on the courts right now, we maximize our time at home or wherever you can get outside safely and start working on some specific things that are going to start you out right. So I'm going to be producing a series of videos that you're going to be able to follow along with slowly and improve on every segment of the particular stroke of the day. The first thing we're going to be working on is the serve. So we're going to take it a little bit slowly. We're going to go through some exercises that you can do, and you're going to want to race ahead and do more and be my guest, go right ahead. But that's not the purpose of this. The purpose is going to be to solidify some good movements, some good habits, either start from the beginning or make some changes. Now's the time to do it. When you take a ball away, that's when you can actually start to feel, what do my strokes feel like? Where are my hands? Where are my body parts? What am I supposed to be doing at this point in time? And that's the best way that you're going to make changes, not by when a ball is coming at you or when you're trying to toss a ball for a serve. On the serve, we're going to concentrate today on the grip, the stance, the start position, where you start your toss hand and your hit hand, and your take back. Now, it's a lot of stuff. There are so many details that go along with each one. So I'm going to kind of group together the grip, the stance, and the start position into one, and then we're going to do the take back as the main part of the exercise. Let's talk about the grip a little bit. Continental grip, we all know what that is. Not too many of you probably actually use it unless you're a very advanced player or have a very good serve, but you have to start doing it, okay? So your continental grip is a little bit uncomfortable for most people, or a lot of bit uncomfortable, because you don't use it for enough things. You're supposed to be using the continental grip for your serve, your backhand, your underspin balls, lob, overhead, everything except for your topspin forehand. Okay, so here it is. It's over here. First bevel, basically, on the left off of the thin beam. And on my ServeMaster, I've got the same thing here. I've got a lefty and a righty side. And you'll see that there are two check marks on the ServeMaster, and that is just basically for right-left orientation and size of hand. Basically, on either the racket or a ServeMaster, here I'm going to be in between, but I'm on the right place, left-right. And I'm going to have my hand way off the end of the racket or the ServeMaster. So if your grip's in the right place, your wrist and elbow and shoulder are going to be able to move naturally in the right position to get into each position to have your racket face at the right place for point of contact. Your stance also kind of goes with your grip. Your stance can float depending on where you are on the court. I've got this little board here as a line so I can move it around. And so I'm going to kind of use that as my line. And so a good basic stance is about like this. So if I drew a line off of my toes, it'd go to the box I'm serving to. So we want to find a nice basic stance. If you're a platform stance, your feet are a little further apart, and your back foot is not going to be coming up. If you're a pinpoint stance, you're going to be pulling your feet together so that they're underneath you to drive up to the ball. We're not talking about that today. I'm just kind of going over it. Our other really important point is how you start. What is your actual position after you've gone through your routine or whatever you're going to do? Okay, we all have to have a routine. We'll do that another day too. So I'm going to give you one really good general classic way of setting up. If my grip is in continental position, my other hand is going to be basically in continental position as well with the toss hand, okay? And it's not going to be turned like this. This goes against everything that my arm says it wants to do naturally. And then I'm going to be tossing the ball over to the left all the time if I have my hand facing the sky. I'm basically going to hold it this way, the same way as I'd be holding this hand. Our hands like to do that on either side of our body. They like to do the same things, right? That's just the way we are. So a great way to start is here. So you notice I just have the racket over my thumb, and this is going to ensure that when I go to start, both hands go at the same time. If we're here and you do an abbreviated service motion, all we do then is we've got a very short drop because I'm basically only going up with my hand, so there's almost no drop with my left hand, okay? I'm going up together, So that's going to be my start. If you're doing your classic downswing or something in between those two, we've got hands dropping, hands coming up, okay? Basically, right? Hands dropping, hands coming up. So your start position is really important. I see people starting like this all the time. The ball in the middle of their strings. Ball in the middle of the strings. Not good, because now my timing of my arms is so far off. This hand is already way ahead, right? This one is all the way out here, outstretched, and this one's kind of crunched into my body, and I've got mistiming here with my hands, okay? And I see people do this one all the time, like the racket head weighs 10 pounds. They're hanging on with the fingers down below here under the head, and the ball crunched here in their fingers, and you wonder why you have a bad toss. Okay, I don't think I have to tell you why your toss isn't going well on this one. So let's get a nice clean start position. This is just a really, really decent way to start. And again, you can make modifications from there. That's not written in stone. Only the grip is, okay? So we've got our grip, we got our stance, we got our start position. Now we're gonna take off to doing some exercises for our take back. When you're working on your take back, that is simply going from your start position to preparing your hit arm and your toss arm, right? To start the motion of the serve, to release the toss of the ball and to bend the elbow. This is what we're going to deal with today, this much. Okay. If I hold onto my grip like this and I take my hand off the racket, I basically have a karate chop. Hand here, grip here, right? And I'm going to hold my other hand the same way. We're going to start here, and all I'm going to do is very, very simple, and watch how I'm going to start using my legs. I'm going to drop and up, and this is as far as I'm going, okay? I want your hands to stop on either side of your body, one at shoulder height here, or right around shoulder height here, and the other one around toss height, where you would let go of the toss. If you didn't know that, it's going to be somewhere around shoulder height, okay? And they should be mostly balanced. You're going to see some players that are a little bit lower here. That's fine. I don't really care. But what I'm trying to do is get you aware of where you are and what you do, and get you some balance in this. If you have one, grab your ServeMaster, and we're going to put the hand on the grip. So again, it's karate chop down with both hands. You can even hold the ball in your hand if you want. Not necessary. Let's sort of start here in the middle, right? A little bit towards the grip. And we're just going to gently go back and forth, and we're stopping at the place where I would release the ball and where I would bend my elbow with my right arm. And you notice I'm doing this mostly with my lower body. If I weren't, and if I move too fast, this thing is going to go all over the place, all right? So if I don't use my lower body and I just try and do it this way, seriously, it's like a fish on the hook. You can't control it. You have to learn to control this with your lower body. So this might take you a little while, and don't give up. You just have to keep doing it, okay? And then your third thing you're going to do is grab your racket, put your hand on the continental grip, karate chop down here, hand same way in the front, and all we're going to do is go through that same motion, all right? So same thing here, okay? So I'm doing most of this with the rotation of my lower body, okay? At this point, I would be releasing my ball. At this point, my elbow would be bending. You're going to find that some people are a little bit more draggy down here. Fine. It's just, if you're an abbreviated server, same thing. Here, here, up, and that's all you're going to do. Yeah, I know. It doesn't seem like much, and maybe it doesn't seem that important. This starts out the entire timing for your serve. You have one moment in time to snatch that ball out of the air perfectly with a racket face, extension, angle, and speed. And so if your timing getting to there is confusing, or there's too much to it, if it's just not clean, you're going to be a very erratic server. You're going to have some really great days, and you're going to have some days where you just can't buy one, right? And then there are going to be other days where it's like, ugh, my serve was okay. You know, I just couldn't quite find it. So the better you can make your timing, the better off you're going to be with your serve. I hope that this is going to be helpful for you. I know that it will be if you actually take the time to do it, and you take it somewhat seriously, but have some fun with it. And get some work done, because this is the time to do it. And it's actually the opportune time to get the most done on your strokes, because you can't hit a ball. And everyone wants to hit the ball. And hitting the ball is not that important in developing strokes, okay? Not in the beginning and not when you're trying to change. So you guys have a great day, and I hope I hear from some of you and that I can help you. Thanks.